plus a bunch of heroes that use Empower, is that good enough to beat what is the current meta and what Liquid have?
Maybe, but I think the level of execution is super high for Heroic here, and they have just not been living up to that so far in the second group stage. Not to dump on them. I still think their ceiling's quite high, and I was big on this team before this event. I think they had a solid event. It's just not clicking in the new patch.
I would argue when they were both 0 and 3, I had more faith in Heroic than Liquid. I think Heroic actually looked better. Like, Heroic had series they could have won.
But now
that
Liquid has 2-0'd the best team in the world.
I mean, the thing is, they just needed to face Tundra at the start of the series because they always level up when they face up against former teammates.
That's true. No former teammates in this one. Unlucky for Liquid.
That is true, but the power-up already happened. The buff is still going, you know?
I have some faith in it. I think both these drafts are completely fine drafts. Like, they both have a lot of team fight, a lot of control, a lot of scalability. I don't think this is an out-draft game. I think it does come down to 90% execution.
Make the argument for Sven versus PA. Or Sven is the general last pick.
You have a lot of armor.
Okay.
You out-farm him.
Okay.
And it only takes around 3 hits to kill him if you can land those 3 hits. Assuming you have a really good game in your head.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll take it. You think we're going to see another Revenant's Brooch?
I could see Revenant's Brooch Sven, yeah. But you still need the Evasion Pierce at some point. I still think you want Blink on this hero. I'm a big believer in Blink, Sven. I feel like all these builds that don't have it are just... You're asking to get in trouble. Because this hero is so much about being able to blink in on a stun target right when you need to for that 1 or 2 seconds and get the hits in.
Yeah.
And that makes all the difference. So I would still like to see more blinks on this hero than we see on average. That said, there's, the Shadow Blade Silver Edge build you can go into. There is a just Sanj and Yasha build you can go into. But you need some sort of mobility on this hero to be able to play the fights. Otherwise, the second you get hit by 1 stun or 1 BKB piercing stun, your fight's over, and you get real sad real fast.
Do you see that? The Dire Easy Camp? The Sentry, there's a spot in the corner on the high ground that apparently blocks it.
If you get right on that edge.
I guess so. That's odd.
Why is that odd?
I mean, can you think of a camp that's worked that way before? That there's a spot to block it from the high ground?
Radiant Ancient used to have a spot on the low ground.
Yeah, that's... that's a disadvantage, not an advantage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're putting down. I'm picking it up.
I question did Valve intend for that, is what I'm basically getting to.
They definitely intended it. It is quite strong, but maybe they're trying to balance out the 2 sides because generally this Radiant Small camp is a little more reliable than Dire Small.
Okay, so you give more... Well, isn't it advantageous to the Radiant side to have a way to block the camp from the high ground?
Yes.
So you're double advantage.
Yes.
Maybe it's just because Dire is so OP. They're like, well, we got to put in these little things to give Radiant more of an advantage.
I mean, I think the Dire Medium used to be a bit better than Radiant Medium by a slight margin, but they changed the Dire Medium as well, so now it's kind of out the window. Need more data on this.
All right, we're talking about stuff that there's like 2 people in chat that are interested.
Yeah, but those 2 guys are really into it.
They're going to fight for Lotuses. That's what the people want to see. A brawl. Okay, apparently not. They really backed out of that, huh? Battery Assault, Clockwork, a Mag.
I feel like Clockwork would have been more successful in these laning stages just because he seems really good at fighting for these Lotuses, but it seems every game we're casting this, the Clock loses the fight. Because he never gets level 3 before it.
Yeah, it's true. Level 1 Battery Assault's really bad.
I don't think you can... Maybe you can just force the level 3 and then just win the fight with level 2 Battery. That's a consideration.
So I was looking at win rates right before we went live. What do you think Clockwork's win rate is?
I don't think it's good. I think it's probably around 40%.
38.64. You were very close. Good job.
I'm very good at guessing stats when I try.
Yeah.
I'm very bad at guessing stuff when I don't try, as we saw in the previous segment, where I was clearly not trying.
Right, not trying.
Yes.
You definitely know me very well.
I'm an entertainer first, an educator fifth.
I don't want to know the spots in between. Analog slowed down by the blood grenade. Chased down by Nisha. Schofield tries to help him out. He's like, don't worry, buddy. I got you. I got my own blood grenade to slow him down. And he does actually survive. 2v3. Nisha. I can't believe he turned around to go for the hit. Maybe he can actually get the kill on Schofield before he dies. Can he get out? Insania is here. Double kill for KJ. Insania tries to get the counter kill.
He's fine.
He's fine. All right, good rotation there from Heroic. Insania not able to match them fast enough. I don't know if his TP was on cooldown or what.
I mean, not a fight he really wants to join with Warlock. His hero's just not that good of an early river skirmisher. And the lanes are still going good for Liquid. So again, if you're the team winning lanes, you're less inclined to break them up. Sometimes it's just better to let the gank happen and win the 2v1 super hard and just snowball that even more. Because right now, 3 lanes are going Liquid's way. Saberlight winning his lane again. Monka Giga.
Hey, it's the Night Stalker, man.
Yeah, this hero's been very successful today.
Yeah.
I will say. Seems like teams are getting used to playing with his timings a bit more. When to lane with him, when not to. How to use the Dark Ascension around the objectives. How to play the map a lot smoother. And if you can figure those things out, the hero's really strong in the team fights.
Yeah. To be clear, I wasn't trying to discount Saberlight winning his lane. I was actually just saying Saberlight's Night Stalker. I think it's a hero that fits him very nicely. Kind of like the Primal Beast, but run into 3 heroes in the silence. It's not going to save you from this. All the spells have already been casted. That will get the kill. And this duo of Clockwork Mirana continues to roam around.
Schofield's just still level 2. That's what feels bad about all this. However, getting kills on the daytime Night Stalker.
And now securing an amp damage for Analog. Big win there.
Yeah, not level 6 yet on the Ember.
Yeah, Nisha, despite the death, Analog was part of 2 kills, and he's still not level 6, where Nisha is almost level 7.
17 denies will do that, Austin.
God damn.
Nisha, never bet against the Nisha Shaker.
I guess so.
You'll come to rue your belief.
Also, Saberlight has 11 denies.
Liquid controlling the lanes. It's just Whisper not being able to enter top because the dual roam on the supports is happening. So this is a big trade-off for Heroic to commit both supports like this for such an extended period of time. Your mag is getting nothing. Wisdom Shrine spawning. You have to commit heroes here if you're Heroic. You've lingered here way too long.
Does put them in an awkward spot. Insania's going to TP in, but not Nisha. So it's going to be a 3 versus 4. This is not looking like a good fight for Liquid, but it is close underneath the tier 2. Saberlight is not making a run for it. He's going to die. Echo Slam comes out and hits a couple of heroes. Clockwork does end up dying to some of the shattering. And the Enchant Totem hit. Analog still going up and seeing if the Wisdom Shrine was taken. It was indeed.
They had an amp damage Ember, and they didn't win the fight, didn't get the Shrine. I guess you kill Night Stalker for support, but I think Heroic could have got a lot more out of that. Yeah, I'm surprised Yuma didn't just dive with them. Just take the 4-on-3 with a pretty weak Warlock. Amp damage Ember?
It felt like, yeah, they definitely could have overwhelmed them before Nisha came into play, but
I think that's part of the strength of Ember mid is you can make these side rotations and they're not as punishing, particularly when you get the power runes that refill all your regen. And then Nisha is the one who has to TP. So even if that move doesn't work and you back off, you get the TP out of the Shaker. In that situation, though, I think you could have just taken the fight. Let's see if Analog gets another power rune.
He nabs it away from Nisha.
He's rolling in the RNG right now. Amp damage into haste for an Ember mid. Can't ask for anything better.
Well, he can ask for a matchup that doesn't deny him every creep when it hits 50% HP.
Well, he can't, Austin, because they first picked it, so.
That's true. Just going to have to put up with it.
There's a lot of denies. 22. It's almost got as many denies as Analog has CS. Which is a little absurd. Full level advantage down there.
I was okay with the mag kind of getting put out there a bit, just because mag can always... I mean, you just max out in power nowadays with this facet. You just hit creeps. If you can't hit lane creeps, you can hit neutral creeps. It's fine.
You can just go fast blink here and fight too. and a couple stacks on the triangle, you're probably happy with the situation. But the downside is this was the daytime interval, and we're about to hit that 10-minute night with Dark Ascension coming online right now. Liquid can pick up the pace a lot here if they decide to play through Saberlight. Either bring him mid, look for the Dark Ascension play on that mid, kill with, you know, Echo Slam into silence on the Ember, super susceptible to that play. Or just run supports bottom and kill whoever's down here defending the tower. One of those two plays, I think, would almost be guaranteed successful for Liquid because the Mag does not have an item to join this fight and be impactful. He's max in power. He doesn't have spells right now. This Sven doesn't have spells. There's very little spell power on the map.
He shows. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, Saberlight's going to see that. He's going to go straight for him. Yuma, he sees, okay, forced to TP from the mid laner. He says, okay, that's good enough. I don't need to kill the enemy.
This is where I would have liked if Liquid brought the supports there preemptively. Maybe you don't expect the Sven to be that low, but I think that kind of play with the Ascension would have been really strong regardless.
Oh, the Cogs still managed to suck in Nisha, and Mickey ends up showing up. Meanwhile, Saberlight's still maybe going to find a kill here. KJ gets the leap off just in the nick of time. Dark Ascension wears out. Saberlight's fast enough, though, with nighttime. He shouldn't be too bothered by this. In fact, he's willing to take kind of a 1v2. There's a third hero coming around the corner, though. Fortunately, the arrow already got expended. No chance of a... Well, I guess there's no chance of slight chains if you don't have chains.
It's a lot of pressure down here. It's wasting so much of Analog's time. Remember, he had the worst lane in terms of XP and CS differential. This is just widening that gap. Nisha almost 2k up on him. As a result of Analog being forced down here to try and defend the Night Stalker's presence. Just good pressure from Liquid across the board, yielding some decent returns as Nisha goes to the jungle. Finish up his blink. Pretty solid timing. And he got to keep Echo Slam. So this is a huge win for him.
That's true. Yeah, normally you have to use the Echo Slam to get the Blink Dagger, whether through getting a kill in lane or getting the Ancient stacks.
Yes.
Blink does arrive for Whisper at the exact same time. They're going to preemptively smoke the Mag. So if Liquid overextend in one of these tower fights, could land a big RP.
If
same time
Heroic is actually going to go all the way to bottom, if they lose this fight, this is going to be really painful.
Yeah, this is another massive amount of time committed. Moonlight will speed this up.
They have a ward, but they don't have a sentry coupled with it, so they don't see these heroes coming in, except for the Mag. Oh, he empowered, so it showed.
They see Nisha.
They see Nisha. They find him. He doesn't blink in time. Already getting tagged by damage. Got off the Echo Slam, but he gets hit by an arrow immediately afterwards. I'm taking a lot of damage. The Slight doesn't finish him off, but the Clockwork might be able to do so. Okay, maybe not the Clockwork. RP, it comes through. Hits a lot of heroes, but he's still taking a lot of damage. The Golem and the Night Stalker just doing too much to them. They clump up and attempt to finish these heroes off inside the RP, and it all goes wrong. Okay, KJ... I don't know exactly what the game plan was there. He came back to try and kill Mickey?
Yeah, looking for double Starfall or something, but I don't think it would have been close. And you look at these damage numbers, split across the board for Liquid. That was with the Shaker getting jumped first. Just a lot of sources of damage in this lineup. And that Golem smacking some kids around here.
Yeah, it turns out despite finding enemy mid laner first, it doesn't actually go that well because he's got 1,500 HP. It doesn't go down quickly.
He didn't chain stun it perfectly either. It was also like the Ember running into him, which is a mixed bag because he doesn't have to be on top of him necessarily. You don't have points and chains yet. Yuma just didn't want to sit there and get Echo Slam. So you started on Nisha, but you weren't able to commit on him.
Yeah.
And then this RP goes out, and again, the Sven, he's completely off of this fight. So you're just missing a huge amount of damage here. He TP'd mid.
Just some of the miscoordination that we were talking about for Heroic. Just haven't looked that clean. I would say, like, there's two problems that we're seeing in this game, right? The inefficiency of movement around the map. But then I feel like what can't be forgiven, because it's new patch, so, you know, new map. Maybe it's hard to make things work, but I feel like that coordination in team fight should still be there. And unfortunately,
coordination and an idea of how you're going to win it and just commit for it. I think decisiveness is the hallmark of a team that's comfortable with what's going on in all these games, and Heroic have just been hit or miss in those departments.
Schofield. We'll find that his battery assault is a little outdone by the Bedlam. But he does have some help. But so does Boxy. Okay, never mind. They kill Schofield. Boxy's still alive, threatening the Terrorize, forcing the Ember away. With another Moonlight Shadow used, Heroic just have to back away. Whisper's still looking for a skewer back, maybe?
There's RP available as well.
Oh, just straight up echo him into the void, into the quick kill on Whisper. Nice River Ward pays off big dividends where Whisper might have been able to find an opening. Instead, the opening is found on him, and Analog, as a result of that, might end up dying. The dagger slows him down. Jump forward. Nisha finishes him off with the Enchant Totem. They catch the Marauder, and now Terrorize goes out on the Sven midway through his ultimate. Couple of hits. He got 2 hits on Mickey, which isn't too bad. Can Schofield get him, Schofield? He gets him with the battery assault. Something goes Heroic way, but everything else goes Liquids.
I like the full team wipe there for the morale boost, but they'll absolutely take that, and that's all vision. That dire ward on that little low ground compared to the Radiant one on the upper hill just spotted them trying to go for the play first.
Schofield picks up another thanks to their ward that they were trying to play off earlier.
Yeah, there's 3 obs in this general area. Both teams were operating off of them, but the dire obs on that low ground won out here. Lets Nisha jump first. That makes all the difference. Another decent nighttime fight. Had Dark Ascension come off cooldown at the end, but you'll save it for the next play.
It's a good example of decisiveness, right?
Yeah, just go, right? The instant you see the targets you want, you're on them. Do not give the enemy team the ability to jump you first or react. And Liquid are rewarded for their decisiveness in this fight. Holding Terrorize that entire time as well. Boxy really patient with it. Makes a lot of difference here in the long run.
I can't believe he got double hits in.
Yeah, no misses.
I guess it's only 31% evasion. I guess it's like...
I would have missed both, I'll tell you that much.
Probably.
That's what I think Mickey's saying. Come on, man.
Mr. 0-17. But still winning.
That's the life sometimes, you know? We've all been there. You're telling me there's someone out there who hasn't gone 0-17 in a single Dota game in their entire career?
Oh, there definitely is. There definitely
is. Yeah, they're account boosters. Win traders. Smurfs.
Yeah.
Oh, another solid early game from Liquid. They'll find themselves looking towards the BKBs in the mid game. Could be a triple BKB core lineup, which you have some BKB piercing spells on the side of Heroic, but you lose a lot of the damage and control out from the Ember and the Mirana chain stun potential with the arrow. That's the concern. If these heroes tank up and they get BKBs, can you chain stun them long enough to finish them off, even if you land an RP or a hook shot on them? There's going to be a Golem interrupt. There's going to be a Terrorize interrupt. You need BKBs of your own if you're Heroic, so everybody's racing towards it right now. Except Analog, because he's really poor.
Yeah. Whatever item he's trying to get to, he certainly isn't racing.
He's just going S and Y, which I guess it's just a middle ground item between everything.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Liquid just farming. No pressure to use this Dark Ascension right now, just farming the BKBs. Letting this PA Battle Fury go to work. Mickey has been ahead of Yuma with the extra kills and the teamfight wins, so you're not too pressured about this Sven coming out of jungle with a 3 or 4k net worth lead and chunking you down.
I swear, nothing feels better as a Night Stalker than that daytime rolls around and you don't have to use Dark Ascension for like the first 3 minutes of daytime. Yep. Right? Because now you can use the Dark Ascension on minute like 18, 30, 19, right? You win a fight with that Dark Ascension. By the time the enemy team's back up, it's nighttime again.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Liquid definitely got away with that daytime phase. Very happy about that sequence. And they can get a regen rune for Nisha. BKB is coming fast. This is also an issue we've seen with Heroic over this group stage. Is I think they're just too complacent in periods of the game where they should be finding small victories.
Schofield trying real hard to chase after Saberlight and is met with the Dark Ascension, holding on to the Void until the rest of his team is close enough. So there's no chance. That was such a Schofield play.
And the downside of this kind of death is if you die like this to Dark Ascension a minute or two ago, you'd have a decent window to do something.
Yeah.
But now you waited so long, you're close to this daytime, it's going to be 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and you're straight back into the night.
It's going to be awkward for sure.
BKB is done for Whisper. He has kept up the farming rate considerably. So that is an item you can rally behind. Decent amount if you are heroic. Now it gives you this ability to go in BKB versus the Night Stalker, guarantee RP even if he's BKB chasing you down.
BKB, break apart with the Echo Saber, BKB for the Sven. So Schofield does actually, like, there's always a plan with Schofield. Like, he's always doing something for a reason. He did that intentionally to get the Dark Ascension to be used, to hit this double BKB timing, to try and get a pick right as nighttime is about to fall. But heroic, if their smoke doesn't land... Oh, smoke broke. Did not see the Phantom Assassin. I saw the Dark Willow, but I think they didn't want him, so just have to content themselves with a pick off an Insania and take a mid tower. I mean, that's not the worst.
You'll take that. Probably on the lower end of what you wanted, but you will take it. And it's still a successful smoke. I think you might have been giving Schofield a little too much credit on that bottom play, but
dude, he went that solo. There's even if he doesn't pop Dark Ascension, Night Stalker I think literally can't die to that Clockwork in a solo one-on-one.
He doesn't know that though.
You're saying Schofield doesn't know his Clockwork?
He just knows it's the right thing to do, you know. He senses it.
I see. So Schofield's just playing off of his gut, and his gut told him, run it this Night Stalker. Solo.
Yeah, this guy's like the ultimate gut player, you know? It was Ags for Nisha, not BKB. I opted to go that route. Maybe sensing they have more room to farm than just be forced to go fight.
Sure.
Get a little greedy here with the Ags.
I mean, more mobility is never a bad thing against a Sven, right?
Sure. So will pay off over the long run. As long as you're not too worried about losing a fight here in the next few minutes and losing Roche or something to the Sven God Strength, it is the correct choice. And again, Heroic are pretty passive right now. They're not forcing a lot of issues. They're not in your face. They're not getting the lanes in deep.
Is that so bad, though? They are an Empower lineup with 3 heroes that use it. Like, I mean, they're going to scale pretty well,
We saw this in their other Magnus games, though, and I think you can't give good teams this much breathing room no matter what you're playing.
Okay.
Because they will eventually make a move, find... You know, your split farming is 5, so the second they make a move, it's guaranteed to work if you're just always split as 5. And then the map can crumble, you can lose Roche, you can lose a Tormentor, and that stuff just adds up. Maybe your team is ultra good at fighting from behind because you pick for it, but is Sven that kind of hero? I don't believe so.
Yeah. No, I like that.
If you had like those classic Faceless Void lineups, you know, or Spectre, or like some crazy Darkseer team fight, I think you can get away with that style. This lineup, I don't have as much faith because I don't think the scale is guaranteed at all.
Yeah, because if you like, I like what you said, because if you look at the slowest teams with the slowest lineups, they still make moves, even if it's like that was a little closer than I thought it was going to be. Another crit would have done it.
You know, a wise man once told me that the best teams in the world play fast with slow heroes.
And do they play slow with fast heroes?
No. The worst teams in the world play slow with fast heroes.
Yeah,
it's a very true quote.
Okay, who said that?
I don't want to tell you because it's chat's not going to like the answer.
What?
Yeah, chat's not going to like who said that quote because it's a good quote. They're not going to want to attribute.
Oh, wait, so it's somebody that chat thinks is a bad Dota player.
I wouldn't put it like that. It was Bulba, okay? It was Bulba. It was Bulba. It is a good quote, though. I've remembered it all these years. He probably doesn't even remember it. Smoke coming in.
That is a really great quote. Oh, Nisha.
Found the back.
Yeah, there's so many heroes here. This is not good for Nisha. Nisha's going to die right away, but maybe the Magnus... No, they got the RP still. He didn't get close enough for the silence. Whisper read it perfectly. Turns around, even hits the skewer on McDude. What a turn.
What a fight from Heroic, and some of it got gifted to him. The Shaker going in there, not expecting the whole team to be there. The Decisiveness now backfires against Liquid as Heroic were ready, man. And they had good positioning with these BKBs.
Dude, that was
Perfect
just a sick, like they jump Whisper, the team responds. But then Night Stalker runs at Whisper. Whisper hits him with the RP before he hits him with Grippling Fear.
Okay, but this...
And then he hits a skewer on PA right as he jumps in as well. That was a really good reaction.
You know what a big difference maker there is, though?
Huh?
This Shaker not having BKB. Now, he got hookshot here. Schofield's position was immaculate. But I think he was going to get stunned there regardless of the hookshot, which would have stopped this chain stun initiation from working.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're
Still,
not wrong.
Schofield would have bailed them out. The positioning here from Heroic was just absolutely perfect. Like, the fact you have the clock up front there, get hookshot back. Even if you had BKB, you still would have been able to bail that play out. But that's an example of how, like, I think that play could have backfired even if you get that chain stun you're looking for.
Yeah.
Or you feel like you're going to get it.
Well, Heroic, what a great team fight for them. Up 4,000 net worth and have an Aegis on Yuma. Yuma now has BKB, Blink Dagger, Echo Saber, Mask of Madness. He's like at that first point of Sven where you feel pretty goddamn jacked.
Yeah, he's feeling good right now. Got to turn these smaller items into bigger stuff later, but right now with this Blink, you're a menace.
Yeah, he's like early game 6 flooded.
Oh, they might catch Nisha? That was so close. Whisper doesn't want to force it here. They're going to chase, actually. They do have God Strength. They have RP. But there's a dire ward on that lane, so Liquid are going to vacate the area. They're just playing cat and mouse right now. They want the Shaker BKB. They want the PA BKB. No reason to fight before these two items come out and give all the stuns on the side of Heroic more value, especially into an Aegis that's disadvantageous in itself, though. You can fight into Sven Aegis. It's not the biggest, baddest Aegis of them all.
Yeah. It can take second Tormentor in a few seconds here. So that'll give the upgraded the Leap or the Ember Spirit one. Ember Spirit's actually the lowest of the cores.
I mean, Analog is completely recovered in this game after that team fight as well. That was huge for him. And now he just gets to play Empower Ember Spirit with Sanjin Yasha BKB, which means it's going to be very hard to catch on the map, very hard to kill for Liquid, and he's going to farm very fast. This is where this triple Empower lineup can shine.
This is why it's important to get the timing on Tormentor. Oh, wasting a good amount of farming time waiting for Tormentor to spawn.
Yeah, this is Heroic's patience.
God, how late was it? Oh my god. Dude, they're missing so much farm time.
Well, Analog's not. He's really happy. He gets all the waves.
I mean, sure, but...
He hasn't seen this much CS since...
All right, it's spawned. Here we go.
Well, that was a waste of time.
Oh, I forgot they didn't get a shard yet on Clock.
How is it always Clockwork?
Because the game gives it to the better shard, typically.
Nice. I'm serious, though. I feel like 90% of the games we cast, it goes to the Clock. Is there some... He has like a magnetic trap or something?
Gabe just wants to hear your complaints about it.
No, I'm not going to complain about it again because, you know, people complained about my complaining about it, so now I can't complain about it anymore. That's how that works.
What happens if people complain about the people who are complaining about your complaint?
Then it's back on. It's green light.
All right. Well, you know what to do. 7,000 net worth lead.
you got to spam. We want jetpack complaints. I need more jetpack complaints.
Whisper now has the harpoon, so you are super, super online. You've got the single target pickup potential. You've got the team fight. And you have the wisdom shrines on both ends. The Sven Brooch. You are going to lose your Aegis, but so I don't think they are any weaker, honestly.
Mickey up to 54% evasion. It was about a 50-50 if Yuma gets these hits in. If he does, and he procs that Brooch, that is an insane return on the investment.
Yes.
Versus high armor PA.
I was about to say, even if he gets the hit, it takes the Brooch, because PA still has decent armor.
Yeah, it's a 26% difference between the physical and the magical resistance right now, so...
So 50-50.
Big hits.
50-50. He gets 2 hits in with the Echo Saber, let's say. Guaranteed. Then 30% on 2 hits. What are his chances
I
here?
think it's like 27% or something.
Okay.
That's my quick approximation.
27%.
Yeah, something around there. Someone can do the exact math and come up with a number later, but I'm not going to do it in the middle of the cast because there's other stuff to focus on, Austin.
Okay. They don't have like one thing is if you hit the RP on the PA, I feel like it's almost guaranteed. If the Sven can follow it up because they only have Golem to stop you at that point.
Oh, he has an entire harpoon of his own too.
Dire are
Yes, the
scanning.
golem interrupt's really important here. And saying he has to hit it at the right time. This is a tough go for Liquid.
They're going to break on the low ground, but they get the darkness, they see the Magnus, and they go for him, trying to finish him off, but they can't get it. Force staff gets him away. Golem gets used, but the RP, it still lands, and the Sven goes to work. He just takes down the PA, and one good cleave swipe. She's gone. Don't need to get the evasion hits. And Saberlight is very lucky to be alive.
2 hits from the Sven. That's all he needs. 2 hits, some cleave action, the hook shot, and the RP landed on the PA. That's the dream scenario. Just fully controlling him in that BKB.
What was that?
I mean, Liquid have been super fast with these jumps, but that's just a really hard high ground to go up like that.
Yeah, maybe the speed isn't good. Whisper. Oh, instant silence. Not a bad response there from Saberlight. They cover each other with the Fisher. Make a run for it.
A lot of harpoons in this game.
Maybe they're playing too fast on Liquid. Maybe they need to slow down a little bit. Maybe not jump that first hero they see.
I think it's just hard to go for these all-in jumps when there's 2 BKB interrupts and the hookshot and the RP, and Heroic's positioning's been pretty good. If you catch those, you can just all-in them. But as long as the Clock and the Magnus are kind of covering each other with decent spacing and one can interrupt that play, you almost are guaranteed to bail the guy out. And then you just turn around to RP whoever's on top of you. So either Mickey's outputting enough damage, you can go for that play and just commit all the BKBs. Even if you get interrupted, you still kill the target. Or you need a different approach to the team fights, which would be maybe a slower approach. Like pop the Ascension, give vision, throw out some nukes, maybe try and bait some action from Heroic before clumping and committing everybody.
I'm going to say that, I mean, doesn't it only get worse from here? Because I'm not sure if, especially if you're behind, PA's damage is not going to outscale the tankiness that is building up on Heroic, right? Like, you're about to get a Satanic on Sven.
I think his damage can scale decent versus Sven if you're able to kite out Warcry and stuff like that. Like, PA absolutely chunks this hero when the Warcry is down.
Top tower is under attack.
You have very low armor compared to almost any other that carries in Dota. It's only during the active that that matchup is harder.
What if he buys the shard?
It helps for sure, yeah.
Dire's
Still though, you don't have to fight an Agi carries armor, so it's not like you're going into Morphling or something.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, this matchup is favorable damage-wise for P in the ultra late. It's just you have to be able to pick and choose how the fight goes down. And right now, Heroic, they have the overwhelming control with the RP hookshot that's winning them the fights.
Moonlight Shadow from the mid position that they're in to, I assume, clearing out their own jungle. They have a pretty good idea. That's at least somebody. Oh, it's got to be. Ooh, so close.
That was very well played from Schofield, but just a little short. They got
Duke
another
hits
catch.
Saberlight. Saberlight can pop BKB, Dark Ascension, and fly off the map if he wants to, but he won't have TP.
What?
What the hell? Oh my god, he almost got him on the cleaved cogs. He's fishing. He's fishing. They don't see him. They can't see him.
Dude, I would have laughed so hard if he got cleaved off that neutral camp.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he almost died to that first neutral camp that Sven hit.
I think Whisper was hoping that BKB was going to wear off right as the harpoon landed.
Yeah.
He did not get himself far enough. And now RP on cooldown. Liquid
And now
getting aggressive.
yeah, they're going to try and get something on the other side here. They can pick up a Mirana, look for more.
Wait, that was a clowny play, but it set Heroic back a decent amount on the map right now. And guess what? Saberlight, he's back up top here.
Forces out the BKB on an
He's dead.
Analog. He's going to die for it. Does Analog die?
Bash?
He's got a bash. He's got a bash. He's got the bash. Nice dodge, though. Even more. Dude, how many reds does he have? More bashes? What? Okay.
I mean, Curse Crown was going to steal his fate no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I mean, very clowny sequence. Ends up working out for Liquid, though, because guess who's up? Your boy, Roshan.
Apparently, he was silenced for 13 seconds.
Yes, lingering debuff, Austin.
I see. That's powerful.
The new facet. Extended silence duration for no reason. Yuma. You fighting this or what?
Tries to one-shot Boxy, but it doesn't work. The Shadow Realm goes off quick enough.
He doesn't have God Strength for 10.
And Boxy, he seems to just try to do anything to dissuade them from getting inside the pit. Here comes Schofield with the jetpack, though. He's got the hook shot. He hook shots, but the Age is already picked up from Mickey.
Got the banner.
He did get the banner. Will his team get out? The Cursed Crown is causing a bit of havoc here. They still have BKBs.
Yeah, are you God Strength fighting this or just bailing?
Seems like Liquid really want to try and force it still, but they don't want to stumble into that RP. They got to be careful with it.
Up in 7 seconds.
Guardian Greaves, Essence Ring, full HP for this KJ. Now they get stunned up together. The BKB goes off from Yuma to chase after these heroes, but they're no quick. Oh, he does kill the PA. The PA jumps into the cleave. They still manage to hit the Echo, though, and the PA on the second life can come back in. Can he deal with Yuma or not? It seems like the answer is no. He's got to jump over to Nisha. He needs openings. Nisha's going to try and give it to him. A Fissure back, another Enchant Totem forward, but the Slight Change will stop him before he can get the extra Enchant Totem. They commit to the kill. Now Mickey dodges the skewer, but he needs to dodge all the hits from the Sven, and there's probably too many of them. There's nowhere he can blink strike to. Yuma runs him down.
Man, that fight just went on for so long. This Ember's able to respawn, come back into it, make his impact felt. And boy, did Liquid clump out some of those cleaves. Almost 10k damage coming out from this Sven. I feel like Mickey jumped into one of those cleave hits.
Yes, he did.
Just got chunked. And then the RP hits 2, effectively 3 because the PA died in the duration, like while you're throwing that out.
Yeah.
Another just dream fight for this Sven. Not getting controlled. Liquid trying to all-in heroes, getting desperate for it. The Night Stalker goes down early. Or at least the nighttime does.
And now, Whisper, Refresher.
Oh yeah, this is some prime late game Magnus. Liquid in big trouble now. Did not get the team fight victories they were hoping for.
Ah, caught him. Insania, he's glimmered, but that's only going to last so long. The pickoffs continue. Boxy's up next. Hook shotted and bounced back by the Cogs. The Ember will commit. And the Yules, he'll come back down into an arrow. Saberlight's going to try and get him, though. Get a bit of a response while the BKB is on cooldown, but the hero's just too tanky. Fission, Slight Chain, stops the Enchant Totem away, but Heroic are resetting a little bit. They see some heroes coming back up. Most importantly, Mickey's PA. No need to throw on the footsteps of the fountain.
Yeah, this game is not over yet. You're up a lot of gold. You got some huge items. Shiva's on the Ember, Refresher on the Mag. Reset, take one more solid fight. You win this game if you're Heroic right now. Do not want to throw away some crazy amount of gold to Mickey and suddenly he comes out with some abyssal, satanic, whatever nonsense. This Sven is hitting hard, man. He's got something else flying out. S and Y sells the boots. He is 6-slotted. He's gotten power on top of it. And he got the Shiv, so there's some True Strike for him.
I love neutral items that give you random answers to heroes. True Strike, Silence. Looking around with the jetpack. Boxy skewered back in. Shadow Realm still going to last a few more seconds. Got Glimmer, but they have the Vision. Now they caught the Warlock as well. Insania, he's got Golem. He will die, but he gets off the Golem, but to no effect. The TP is even going to be canceled here of Saberlight. He was TPing into the tier 3, but he was going to go straight into Heroic.
He has to walk all the way back during day.
Yeah. I mean, oh, geez. Nisha gets RP'd. And no luck in getting out. No buyback either.
This Sven is hitting for almost 1,000 right now.
He's about to be level 25, too. He's about to get a 50% bump on that.
God Strength's out. Liquid's last chance to do something here.
Good silence from Saberlight, but the arrow, skewer back, eventually hits into an arrow. And at this point in time, Liquid just getting picked off one too many times. Liquid aren't even going to be able to formulate a full 5-man defense against the Mega Creep push. They are now left with 3. Dark Ascension is up for Saberlight. He's going to pop it as he gets gone on. BKB also going out, but he can't really hit anybody. That feels pretty bad. Tries to slow down the Clockwork.
Yeah, still an
Jetpacks
RP
away.
waiting. Waiting for this PA if he decides to go in. But there was no such decision. Another God Strength up in 15.
And Saberlight harpoon after harpoon. He's not going anywhere. Schofield just on the mark every single time, finding this Warlock. Mickey desperate to get back to the fountain again, but Heroic completely own Liquid space. Will eventually take all of the objectives therein.
Man, this Sven really came online out of nowhere. It felt like this was a very even game. Liquid got that Roche, and then you just had some crazy team fights this game. 11, 1, and 12. The positioning from Heroic was really solid in terms of keeping the correct spacing, making sure the 2 BKB piercings.
I'm not sure if I really agree with what they're saying on the panel. They're talking about the jump in, and it very may work for Liquid, but they are jumping into Sven Cleave, Leshrac AoE, RP, The Calling, and Supernova.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of AoE control team fight on this Heroic lineup. That's why I kind of like it. It's a little one-dimensional, but I feel like it's going to cause Liquid some problems unless they win the lanes really hard.
Yeah, I can see a world where Liquid, you know, they take the game 1 start that they have, they play fast, they just run them over, sure.
The Monkey King is always something that can do that for this team.
But if they screw up like they did in game 1,
oh, they're done.
They're donezo.
Yeah, there's
it
no
only
way.
takes one fight to go bad, and it can go really, really bad.
I also like Sven for the Lesh. I think it's one of the better carries at playing with him that isn't as dependent on the Lesh winning them the game.
Wait, I'm sorry, say that again? Can you reiterate
That's
that?
a
I was
Bulba
watching
quote.
the First Blood.
Like, so for example, if you build the Lesh lineup and you go all in on the Lesh, you have IO Lesh or whatever, the IO is really dependent on the Lesh carrying the game for the IO to succeed. I think Sven is another big buff for Lesh because it gives him armor early on, which he won't have.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice pairing. He can give him Roshan, he can give him the objectives. He's an Ancient clearer, whereas Leshrac generally doesn't do Ancients, so you can like smoke him and do it with Pulse. He wants to play fast, right? He doesn't want to have to go do Ancients. They pair well together, but the Sven is not necessarily dependent on the Lesh having a good game for the Sven to function.
Right. Okay, yeah, I see where you're getting.
So it's not as all in. You know, if Lesh has a bad game here, Sven could still carry. At the same time, if Lesh has a really good game, Sven can turn him into an absolute monster because now all of a sudden this magic damage dealer that sometimes has trouble manning up into matchups like the Monkey King or the Razor or whatever has a bunch of extra armor.
Yeah. And that is going to be a bit of a problem because they pick Sven, and it's not the worst Sven game, but they did pick it into Monkey King with the extra armor, and they picked it into a support Pugna, which is notoriously very good against these kind of heroes because it just decrepifies an amazing save.
But they have so much match damage. They also have this AoE silence in the Calling that could really mess up Liquid's positioning in the fight with the backliners and the Puck, right? Calling is deadly in this game for the Pugna and the Puck. I still think Muerta is one of the best anti-Puck heroes in Dota, and particularly when you have other stuns and burst damage dealers, which they have in spades. Because the second you land that Calling, you're guaranteed going to be able to hit him, deadshot him in, hit him again. And if you can't hit him with something else in that 3 to 4 seconds, I mean, you just suck, and that's life.
Fair enough. Mid matchup wise, Nisha versus Analog, Leshrac versus Puck. KJ's getting real aggro here. KJ's getting mega aggro here. Goodness. Dives through them for some extra damage.
This is all good trades if he lives, though, because Boxy went early boots. So in theory, you have more regen on the side of Heroic.
Boxy's
as long as you don't die.
man. Jesus.
He almost got him.
Yeah, he almost
But now
got up
KJ can salve up. There's no regen on Saberlight. One Tango is just eaten by Boxy, and Yuma's full.
Yep.
So this lane is fully in Heroic's control right now.
That will build because they should be able to get Lotus for that as well. Though Healing Salve goes off. Okay, if Fairy in now, They're still going to be at an
But he's out of
HP
mana.
disadvantage. Yeah, no mana,
You have one spell.
half
Yeah, you
HP
should.
on Boxy.
If you get, as long as you get Lotus here, Yuma's going to be very happy in this laning phase. 10 seconds for that. Push the lane in.
Yeah, the lane is
Pressure
pushing
on
in
him?
as well, which is some additional pressure. Fire Spirits already starting out. KJ wants to make sure that Boxy and Saberlight do not feel comfortable, so they
Oh,
do manage
yeah.
to get the Lotus.
Very nice. I think Yuma's lane is just secure at this point. As long as you don't get tossed into the tower or something crazy. Get some pulls off, extra experience with the Phoenix, you're going to be super happy.
A similar situation is happening in Liquid safe lane, though. Mbeke, similar CS and also got the Lotus. I assume he has Orb of Frost. He was probably just beating back the Magnus. So he's got to be careful here.
He's very far out alone.
Shockwave pulled back in. Now dead shot back into the calling here, and the skewer lands. He's done.
Super well played. Big misplay from Mickey.
Yeah.
There's just no reason to be up that far for that last CS when Insania is pulling. That's a classic like pub death, you know? You go and pull, carry dies. He goes, what are you doing? I'm pulling.
That's also a classic pub tip. You don't tip the guy who died. You tip the guy who, you know, maybe had some influence.
Oh yeah,
in
like
his ally's
the
death.
best tip there for Oak would have been Insania.
That's what he did.
Yeah. Then you start the inner team feud.
Yeah, exactly. Mickey's like, dude, he knows you screwed up. You shouldn't be pulling. Yep.
Yeah, if Schofield's on his... I mean, that's how you can tell if someone's played NA.
Yep. Oh,
Depending
yeah.
on how they tip. Got to get on top of that tip meta.
If it was Europe, it would have been Insania tipping Mickey.
Well, I wouldn't go
Oh,
that.
the passive-aggressive tip, you know?
And if it were China... Just kidding. There's no pubs in China anymore. Got you with that one. They're going to bring a third hero top. Looking for the rebound play.
And do manage to net a kill off of it. Boxy is going to be hit by the skewer, though, so Heroic, they can still get a return kill. 4 for 4.
That's expensive for Boxy. He went to early boots on the Marcy, looking to get something done with this pick-me-up rebound in the early game. TP's top dies. Now his TP on cooldown for 60. He's going to have to walk out from base.
That's what the boots are for. When you die and
That's true.
your TP's on cooldown, it's not so bad.
He'll get some value there for sure. He has a long time to think about it as well. Still level 2. The problem is this is all space for these heroic side laners, the Magnus and the Sven. These heroes love a free start on these lanes because they just have cleave spells that power up. So if you get them through the lanes, maybe the lane gets harder later, but by then you're already into the jungle and you don't care.
Nisha getting real aggro on Analog. He's got level 6 before Analog has hit his. He's got the experience advantage. He didn't hit the orb, doesn't hit the second one.
Can't go
Still
for this.
has his coil. He commits to it now, but it's too late.
Yeah, there's no way you can go for that after the orb misses. Level 3 Edict would...
Jump in though from Boxy. He arrives just at the right time, Avery. The boots give him the perfect positioning. He'll still die for it, but trading out supports, bailing out Nisha, forcing a support to rotate in.
Another death for Boxy is rough, though. Oh, the orb doesn't snag him.
Schofield's going to stick around, see if he can get Power Rune as well.
And Whisper.
Nice grab by Whisper.
Walk down this Pugna. When I say walk down, he killed him over 11 seconds with 8 right clicks.
Saberlight picks up a shield rune, which was much needed there because he was getting gone on by 2 heroes.
How's that even possible? How do you just right-click a Pugna 8 times and he dies? He's faster move speed.
That is a good question. Yeah, he's got
what
15
happened?
more movement speed.
Did he get cliffed or some weird...
Well, he skewered him initially, and then probably got a couple hits in, then shockwaved him back for a little bit more.
Okay.
I don't know.
Big kill. A lot of soul XP on that.
Well, I guess the one thing for Liquid, you have to get the Wisdom Shrine here because your supports are very experience starved at this point.
They would enjoy that immensely. I think they will just get split
Ooh,
here.
misread on the ward. They had the idea that there was a ward somewhere in this top river area, but...
And the stacks are being created in this Radiant jungle right now, so...
Oh, yeah.
Did Liquid get enough out of this early game? Doesn't feel like it. Definitely not enough to invade and take these stacks away, so... Someone between the Sven and the Mag is going to be happy. And there's Ancient Stacks bottom as well. So the Sven's already doing some down here.
Got him on the
Max
coil.
efficiency.
The assault on Analog continues. This one will net the kill.
The ward gets pinged out. Boxy
Yeah.
going to deny it here? That's a brand new ward. Wow.
Yeah.
That's discipline right there.
It is. It is.
Dire's
I mean,
middle
it,
tower is
they
under attack.
100% know, right? There's no way he gets that coil otherwise.
Probably. I guess it could be on one of these flat areas, but it's unlikely with the new map. Power rune, 8 minutes.
Fighting for it. Schofield versus Insania. Analog's going to run up here. Whisper's joining him as well. Good dead shot back in. And it nets an arcane rune for Analog. Nice pickup.
Man, Schofield's been all over these runes and it's paid off. He's also been stacking, so very solid early game from him on this Morta. Done a lot to help win these lanes.
Radiant's top tower
An
is
arcane
under
rune on this Lesh, this is where you can maybe give him the Ancients if you really want him.
Yeah, I'll make it a lot more efficient than it normally would. Just the hard camp, not the Ancients, but...
I mean, in a game like this where all your cores are doing well, you could actually just leave these for the Sven.
Dire's bottom
Zero
tower
can still
is under
accelerate
attack.
really fast off some good Ancient stacking.
Liquid, knowing about the stacking... Oh, no, they're not going triangle. They're actually going through river to top.
This is a big committal.
Yeah, 3-man gank on the Mag, who could RP you, could... Maybe... Oh, they didn't want to go up that staircase? What is
I think
this
the
move?
Wisdom Shrine area, thinking he's farming there. You'll see him now. I mean, this is just 4 heroes for the Mag.
He's surrounded, hit by some boundless strikes. Any chance for an RP? Any skewers? Okay, okay. They do chain the disables. They don't let him get anything off.
Stack gets pinged out as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, how do you make the most of this move if you're Liquid? Because you committed a lot of heroes up here. You have to take the tower.
Is under attack.
You get Glyph. You need either TPs here or the tower if Heroic don't want to respond, which they probably don't.
Yeah, you'd be responding into Solar Guardian. You don't have your big AoE spells yet. Like, you don't have Egg, right? Which is super hard for Dawnbreaker to play around.
Glyph's enough to defend this. And there's no vision they got out on that play other than behind that tower, so they don't see the stacks being taken right now. Downside of that ward being there for the Mag, gets killed anyway.
Double Smoke, Fire Spirits, and Pulse Nova goes to work. They will get the entire thing.
Okay, so they do give it to the Leshrac in the end. A little sad for Yuma, but he's been farming Ancients on the bottom side of the map anyway, so...
They push out for the 10-minute rune. Instead of finishing up the Ancient stack, they really want the power rune, and Analog gets it right again. Waning Rift, Nisha's really trying here. Oh, they got the Dawnbreaker ultimate. That's why they wanted to go for it. They were willing to pop everything to get some kills there. 5 heroes mid. The Supernova too far off to the side to affect Saberlight.
That's the type of action Liquid are looking for. Get the Solar Guardian popping every cooldown. Should be a good fight in the early game. Still have Coil available as well. Yet to see the Monkey connect to any of these plays, but I expect that to happen here in the next 10 minutes. This is Mickey after all.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, fights are pretty free when you got Coil, Dawnbreaker ults this early on.
I even got Supernova out of that, which isn't the biggest deal here, but it's something. Blink available for Whisper. More stacks continue to be done here. Heroic are basically farming every Ancient camp off cooldown on their side of the map.
Yep. I feel like once they get to BKBs on the side of Heroic, nice skewer back. Foxy will find the Blink Dagger has indeed been picked up by Whisper and uses it to get the pick off on him.
Yeah,
They get to BKBs, right, and just like get a chance to be able to use some of these AoE spells.
Yeah, the 5v5's gonna feel good for sure. Especially if you can start on Liquid. If you can find a skewer back on a hero or the backline, especially this Pugna or Marcy, I think it's just an easy fight to commit to. Just drop in the egg. If they commit for the egg, you have RP, you have Sven stun, you have dead shot calling.
Which means presumably Liquid needs to play
caught the
fast.
puck.
Nice dead shot into multiple silences. A good pick-me-up. The Solar Guardian comes in because he thought he was needed to be able to save. With the Blade Mail, it actually easily kills the Leshrac. Now the jump into the back line. The Feek's in trouble. Supernova is back up. Saberlight, he decides to back away and collide onto the Schofield kill, which they have well in hand.
And look at this power rune bottom, amp damage, big one for Nisha. Eventually gets down there. This Lesh just can't survive once that Solar Guardian comes through. Blade Mail on Saberlight's gonna make mincemeat out of him with that Edict Uncontrollable.
Dire's bottom tower is under
As a
attack.
result, most of Liquid are closing in on Yuma, who is still top net worth. He has been free farming this entire time, but the lead to the favor of Liquid, and perhaps some of the momentum as well as they start pushing deeper into the jungle area. Again, Supernova's going to be used defensively. Nisha, who got tagged by a Fire Spirit, says, okay, I got what I wanted out of it.
Coil for egg.
Half the cooldown of egg. I think that's always fine with Nisha. Yuma, good read on the TP situation. The Sharks were circling the area, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, they want that tier 1 down there.
Is under attack.
And if you can hit top here as Heroic, could be an even trade. Pugna will start blasting
Dire's
this.
middle tower is under attack.
And that Mage Slayer done for Mickey, he's willing to connect to these plays more. So this is where Liquid can pick up the pace.
Radiant structures
You can bring more numbers to the fight because the Sven either doesn't want to join or God Strength's on cooldown. You should win those fights with the numbers. And this is setting up that 15-minute Tormentor. See if Heroic want to contest that because they have a massive amount of AoE. I could see that being a solid fight for them with the Mag Blink, even going up the hill.
Boxy trying to go for the kill on the Phoenix, who does not have Supernova. And even if he did, Marcy,
Radiant's
he
bottom
destroys the
tower
egg pretty
is under
quickly.
attack.
So
Dire's
good target.
top tower is
Another
under
pickup.
attack.
Heroic leading out some kills here or there.
Cannot afford to bleed too much more. Do get another power rune on Analog. This man is just... Get him some lottery tickets or something.
He's getting pretty lucky on it. Haste Rune is a great one for Leshrac too, if he doesn't have to contend with the coil. But right now, Nisha's coils have been deadly.
See who flinches first on this map or who just tries to commit for Tormentor.
Schofield, dead shot. He's fine.
Don't have the BKBs yet on the side of Heroic. Too soon in the game to have those out on the field. So that's the one component of your team fight you're missing. Try and man up into Liquid right now. That Blade Mail's still going to hurt. The Pugna's still going to have full effect. It's Liquid smoking towards mid. You want to pick off to do the Tormentor with.
Sven's going to be their target. They know they have to use more than just a coil. Wukong's command and coil and Solar Guardian. They are not taking any chances that, like game 1, where we saw them jump on, say, Whisper, they want to make sure that when they go on a tanky hero, it 100% dies.
That was honestly a dangerous play from Liquid. They did not see this mag on the map.
Yeah.
And they don't have vision around that tier 1. That's a Radiant Obs. That really could have backfired with how much they committed there if Heroic are in position, but just unready for the play.
Yeah. I think it also helps that Liquid had some deep vision.
Yeah, they're scouting a little bit.
This river ward, and then they also have a triangle ward as well.
Downside, though, is you just use Coil Solar Guardian as his Tormentor spawn, so Heroic have an opening to just man up and commit for this now.
Are they bold enough to do so, though? Well, it seems like they want to.
Is Nisha going to get caught here?
Sven TPing down here. I mean, if they get Nisha, then it's surely free, but Waning Rift, a little jump away. Spots him on the Rod of Atos, calling. He comes out and does get silenced. Pulled back into the silence as well, into a dead shot. The pickoff on Nisha. It happens.
Atos done at the perfect time for Schofield. He just finishes it, immediately finds the puck. And straight into the Tormentor. Downside of that smoke to mid. This could have been a Tormentor Liquid just did. Said they wanted that Sven kill, and can't help but feel like it backfired a little bit in terms of the timings. Shard to Schofield, he's rewarded for his catch. Suddenly he's the most farm support.
Well, fortunately for Liquid, it does not backfire the most it could have. As the Shard went to the Muerta, not the best one. Leshrac is going to get blown up here underneath the egg. The egg is also going to die as Marcy closes ranks.
All right, 2 quick kills for Liquid as Heroic just caught snoozing on the lanes. Not a team you can snooze against. The back and forth continues as Heroic race towards the BKBs. Liquid going more damage. Diffusal for the monkey and Parasma buildup for the puck. And Liquid should want to keep fighting right now. This Diffusal Mage Slayer Monkey King. Probably the strongest hero on the map.
is under attack.
They have the deep vision still available in that Radiant Triangle. They're scouting some of the ancient camps. They should know Heroic are fairly grouped up. Oh, nice catch.
Very nice. Whisper gets Insania before he can make a run for it.
Scan hits on Mickey.
Would be a nice one, but I don't think Mickey's sticking around. He saw the ancient stack.
Yeah, it's a very tough hero for Whisper to catch.
I mean, it'll be easier if he can get to Harpoon, right?
BKBs are done though. Sven and Magnus both have them.
Yeah, this is going to be part of the dangerous part for Liquid. But they're getting their own BKBs. So it's potential that they do get caught in some of these combo AoE stuns, but maybe they're strong enough that they don't die to it because...
I mean, if Yuma's in there hitting them, they're going to die.
Yeah,
That's the big question mark. You can decrep one person, but not everybody. He'll rebuild the Echo here. Doesn't have the blink yet, though. So you still kind of have to center this fight around him if you can. Either skewer people in, let the initiation go on the Sven and bail him out with the AoE. Maybe Liquid just farm through this period, honestly. Try and get to the next item on the Monkey King. Finish the BKB on the Marcy. That seems a long way away. Smoke from Heroic. They want something around this Roche pit so they can transition it into the objective. Liquid are nowhere near it. They're almost faking Roche. Like, I feel like Liquid thinks they're maybe doing it soon. And Heroic's maybe thinking we're going to find someone trying to soft scout this out. At worst, they're going to get deep vision down, which is going to be super nice later. If they run straight into Mickey, that would be amazing.
It would be ideal. He's hopping through trees. Oh, no, he's getting away. Oh, that hurts.
Literally jumped in his face.
Yeah. And, I mean, because the smoke broke there, they may actually have an idea that there's a deep vision on their side of the jungle. That hurts. Maybe they get mid tower off of it at least.
It's one of those plays that's so stupid it works.
Which part?
Like the fact that you break that smoke and survive by literally jumping on top of Schofield.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's just not thinking about that. And then he's so confused, nothing happens for a second.
Still a dead even game, 8-13. Whispers working towards his Harpoon. Yuma, Blink Dagger next for him. And KJ, I like this. Just straight to Scythe with the Kataomi route.
Tower is under attack.
Will be super big if he can get there. It's a long way away, though. You need 2 more teamfight wins, probably, to finish this Scythe. But another really nice item to have versus Puck as this game goes later and later. This is not a game Nisha wants to buy Linken's Fury. He either wants BKB or like the Hurricane Pike build.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get away with like a Yule's, but you need to deal with the calling first. So getting a Hex on the Phoenix means he's not going to have Linken's. There's going to be nothing to defend against it.
Boxy, he didn't know it, but he was, I think, should be. Okay, he just runs up, TP, split earth, it hits him. All right.
Got an Atos on Mickey.
Even better. Dead shot back
so
in.
Good.
Beautiful stuff from Schofield. Hitting the angle perfectly.
Yeah, KJ slowed him down, blood grenaded him. Max range on that Atos, and then you jammed him into the tower.
Schofield's going to try and protect his Wisdom Shrine. He knows Nisha's making a run for it. Dawnbreaker and Coil. Well, I salute you, Schofield. You were in an impossible scenario there.
He gave it his all. Upside, though, is you get Roche. So space created.
Still fantastic for Heroic.
Aegis to Analog. I approve of that choice. I don't think Aegis Sven is good in almost any situation, and this Leshrac needs the second life. We'll pick up a shield rune on top of it, so 3 lives perhaps.
Yeah.
As he closes in on the Bloodstone. It's a nice mid-game timing for Heroic.
If he gets Bloodstone, is that 4 lives?
3.5. Give him 3.5.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, Liquid seems pretty chill. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Because I thought my look at this game was that they would have to be at a net worth lead by this sort of point, but
I think they just believe in Nisha Puck to always win Ultra League.
do you believe in Nisha Puck? You believed in his Earthshaker. It didn't work out there.
Is this a TI match, Austin?
Let me check. No, it's not.
Then I'm a bit dubious.
Okay.
Dire's top
It's as
tower
simple as
is
that,
under
huh?
attack.
I mean, Nisha's Puck at TI was ungodly.
It was. Foxy caught again in this bottom jungle area. Heroic's just
Nisha Puck outside of TI. Undogly. No, that's not going to go that harsh, but, you know, there's been a precipitous change in the reigns of impact, some might say.
I see. Oh, Whisper! Just straight up. Oh, where's the calling? He was on cooldown.
Where was the Atos?
Where was the Atos? That's a good question. There was something that could have been used there. Well, that's RP on cooldown. I did appreciate Whisper just going for it. I think it was the right call.
Yeah, he got him.
They should have been able to kill him. Sunray burning out Saberlight. He really doesn't want to have to use BKB, but he will have to.
Damage.
And he even used the Solar Guardian because he was afraid that he was still going to get caught. Now Schofield gets run down in the river by Mickey and Nisha. They do not opt to keep going.
I mean, Analog's so strong right now.
Yeah, the 3.5 live Analog is itching for a fight. Oh, 2-shot.
You blink and you miss
Oh,
it.
it got Mickey on the skewer too.
They have to man up in Wukong, though.
They do, and it's going to be a supernova over the Wukong's command, so there's no winning here.
Got rid of the half-life on the Lush, though.
You mean, okay. Yeah.
So he got him.
Shield Rune's gone. He still has the Bloodstone and the Aegis.
And he got an Illusion Rune. That's a quarter of a life.
That, yeah, sure.
Nisha hunting Schofield once more. Knows who he can kill in this game. And he'll keep killing him.
They have proven they can kill Schofield. That is for sure. They've proven it 7 times now.
I mean, these are good kills for Nisha. It's stalling out the game. He's continuing to scale. This is the power of the Sven, though. You get on that back line, you don't get a chance to decrypt yourself, and BKBs let you just sit here and ignore some of the monkey's damage, take that man fight. Not one Mickey's winning. It's like, maybe this hero's good. My coach told me Sven sucked.
I'm trying to think how often I'm seeing Mickey Sven.
Dire's bottom tower is falling.
See, the nice thing about Liquid is you can just make up a bunch of shit that one of their coaches said, and you don't know which one you're talking about. Like, there's like 8 dudes, you know, it could be any of them. So how can they flame you back?
It's true.
It's like if you
one of them responds, I'm like, I never said anything.
Yeah, I wasn't
like
talking
that.
about you, dude. The other coach, you just keep deflecting. The other one, man. You just tell Jabs it was Blitz. You tell Blitz it was Jabs. You just go in a circle, create a web of disinformation. The team collapses from within. You achieve your final goals. Austin Walsh,
I noticed that
now CEO of Liquid Dota2.
I noticed you're not flaming KP.
I would never flame KP. He's too nice.
Yeah.
I have too much respect for him.
2,000 net worth lead for Heroic. It's not a giant windfall or anything, but it does feel like it is slowly adding up.
I mean, Liquid's game is so dependent on Nisha right now. He needs to survive in the fights. He needs to keep pushing out the map. He needs to keep finding some pickoffs. He needs to deal a lot of damage as well, which means multiple rounds of spells, not getting caught in any of the silences or stuns that Heroic have.
Oh, while KJ is going Scythe of Ice.
Right. And this is why this item is going to be so impactful in this game, is because the puck is going to be forced into early BKB here.
Right.
And Scythe is good against BKBs. You can catch people before it goes off, or you can throw it on them at the end duration of the BKB and snag them coming out of it.
Explain why he needs BKB on puck.
Because he's into the calling. There's no other item that gets you out of this.
Yeah.
It's either BKB or Force Staff. And Force Staff is just a poor man's...
Well, I like this. Yuma
BKB.
he hits the high ground. He doesn't even have the Aegis. He's just like, I'm going to do it.
I mean, there's no way he gets bursted.
bottom
And a range barracks is claimed. Okay.
Oh, losing their ward.
They spotted Whisper. Ooh, okay, now Whisper's still getting it off his BKB, but he got off the RP as well. The Solar Guardian is dropping in, but the Sven is going to town. He already killed the Marcy, got Mickey to half health. Now Mickey is going to have to use the Wukong's command here and try and get away from the Sven. The Sven is trying to cleave off Neutral Creeps, but they have kited out the Sven enough times. It was what was that hit, man? That was a billion damage on the Sven.
That did so much damage.
Saberlight? Okay, they will manage to win this fight against Analog. Yeah, what? What was that boundless strike? This monkey doesn't have any damage items, really.
Like, trying to do the math, it doesn't add up, dude. He hit him. So he boundless struck him for 1,200. I mean, I guess with the extra level 15 talent, Jingu Mastery damage, you get 275 bonus. It would have put him at like 450. Then you get 180% critical. This Sven had 0 armor somehow?
Yeah, that's...
AC on the Dawn?
Did he pop a Mask of Madness?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe just...
So he had no
He went to like
and
0
Mask of
armor.
Madness activated.
All right. I mean, that's super nice find for Mickey. See at the end here. Really nice connection from Saberlight in this fight. And AC being on that Dawnbreaker was also pretty pivotal. Yeah, he's minus 16 armor. AC plus Orba Corrosion plus...
Dire's middle tower.
Okay, damn. That's why that did so much right there. We were talking about the Sven PA matchup last game in terms of if you can get at a point where the Warcry is not up, this hero just gets bursted. That's another example that like this hero's not tanky when the Warcry is down.
Yeah.
You get shredded, man.
3 armor from Orba Corrosion, 5 from AC, 8 from Mask of Madness.
Minus 16. Math adds up.
Damn. 5-man smoke.
Though we should credit a lot of that fight was them being able to start on the Magnus, which makes a huge difference. And then also Nisha was able to come in later once the fight was already developing well. So they weren't going to suddenly catch this Puck who had to be an initiator. It's a very good situation for Liquid, but it was Heroic sieging their base, so...
The smoke is going to run into Saberlight. Saberlight has a BKB, but Whisper has an RP.
Man, he's tanky, though. He actually lived longer than I thought he would there. A lot of armor in this like blade mail AC buildup.
Yeah, and he has tough enchantment, so he's got a +7 armor off of that.
All right, they want to get some revenge.
Analog got him inside the coil. Wukong's command. He's going to break the coil, make a run for it, and the skewer out from Whisper. Pulls Mickey out of there. The Solar Guardian with the Supernova. That just means Saberlight is going into this one box. He got cleaved, but he got cleaved to death. He was going to try and kill the egg, but instead one shot from Yuma takes him down.
That was such a nasty line on that cleave. Got him in 2 hits. That's all it takes. And I'll die back for El Saberlighto.
Dire's top tower is under
I mean,
attack.
Nisha's got to find something on the map right now. You got to keep looking for the options with this Puck. God Strength is out.
Dire's top
Analog mid. Can you kill this guy with only 2, though?
I mean, they have to try.
Bloodstone Glimmer?
Heroic is running down the top lane. They can't fight him there, so you have to go for this one hero that's isolated.
under attack.
That just doesn't seem doable.
Yuma's going to join him, so mission accomplished in some ways for Liquid. They got the carry to come back and stop hitting their buildings.
I mean, yeah, but 50 seconds on the clock for the Pugna now. He didn't have God Strength up anyway. I don't think Heroic mind.
Yeah, they're just going to keep it up. The Monkey King will be back, but what a hit from Whisper here.
Yeah, just finds the perfect skewer, drags him into Supernova. Mickey's dead here for sure.
This cleave off of Saberlight. Boom.
Yeah, that is not Saberlight's finest moment there. Sabotaging Boxy.
Still only up 5k. How are they only up 5k on Heroic?
I mean, this Puck has found a lot in this game. And the thing about that fight was he coiled the Lesh who had BKB.
Yeah.
Nisha won't necessarily force that again until you have, you know, Puck Pierce's Dream debuff immunity, which is still 3 levels away. So that was a big move for Heroic as well, that you got this nice BKB reveal on the Leshrac that bails him out of the coil and then reduces a lot of the puck's damage and impact that fight.
But what does the puck coil at this point?
I mean,
they all have
it's not a lot.
BKBs.
You have to hold it, I think. That Hex is also up on KJ. So he is under the gun now, man. He has to deal a lot of damage, survive in the fights, maybe start fights or hold the coil depending on how it breaks out and not get hexed, because then he's just dead. Needs to BKB early, but he can't BKB too early because it's a bunch of silences that he can't dodge.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Wish you the best, sir.
Okay, just play it perfect.
It's time to be the best player in the world. I'm sure that's what one of Liquid's 10 coaches would say.
The number just keep growing every time.
Yes.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Roshan's banner will protect this push from the glyph and spur Liquid into action, I assume, unless they're going to cut the wave mid and give up the lane here. I mean, pull the creep wave out.
They're cutting it with the Dawnbreaker, who can Solar Guardian to this fight. So in theory, not losing.
The siege creep doesn't get pulled out of the banner. Whoa, Mickey, thinking about the Wukong's command. Skewer back onto Insania. No Decrepify saves here.
And nice grab from Whisper. No stun came out. Didn't even have to BKB that.
And a jump forward from Yuma. He goes for Boxy. Couldn't do enough damage.
This is an opening for Liquid. BKB down. Gotta grab something here,
Did he get the coil on him? Waiting Rift's coil on 2. Now Mickey with the follow-up. Oh, an attempted RP, but it wins. Wukong's command. Solar Guardian will hit the stun onto the Sven, who's underneath all of this one. They just need to see him. He's healing up, though. Getting the hits in onto the monkey. He's doing too much. Then Decrepify tries to save him, but they burn under the fire and flames of King Jungles, and now the AoE. The Hex comes through. Nisha dies. Boxy's desperate to find any kills they can, but they can't get anything. They're being kited around by Heroic. They will not lose a single thing in this.
Nisha forced into a buyback. That Ag's dream is gone. Still have Aegis on the Leshrac. Despite the RP missing, it just doesn't matter. You're able to stand your ground. The egg is perfect, and the Sunray doing so much work. And now you have a refresher on the Magnus. Second RP available here to just try and end this game. You have God Strength up in 40. That's a long time. Do you want to man up for these tier 4s? Just take the Megas for sure, at least. See how much they can get done in this 20 seconds here with no God Strength.
Heroic, surely this is going to be just a fast Megas.
Why is Schofield killing neutrals? What's this guy doing?
He's like, I can't be there, guys.
What is he doing?
Ooh, backdoor protection goes up.
Oh, is he trying to finish? He sold. What?
Yeah, he really wanted that Aghanim Scepter, apparently.
Glimmer for it?
Saberlight gets caught and pulled in even deeper. Double harpoon. Hammer. It'll pull him some distance. Can Yuma get the final hits? No, pick me up, gets him out. Coil on 3. Whisper with the refresh. Immediately, he just thinks that Liquid might be running in, so he feels like ready to have this go. BKB, a second RP if necessary.
I don't think Liquid are ever going to run in without the puck being the one to lead the charge. And no buyback on Nisha right now is extremely precarious. Shield Rune in the river. So we do see that completed Ags for Schofield. He gets jumped.
Well, there goes that. All that work for that Aghanim Scepter.
I mean, this is just the tail of the game right here. Killing Schofield, losing the fights.
KJ does manage to dive himself away. Boxy committing his BKB, but Analog's a pretty tough hero to go for. He still has that Aegis after all. That's why they hit the backline. They're going to go for King Jungles. Do manage to get him. Boxy or Insania, perhaps both. They're both running pretty damn fast. Oh, no way.
This is good for Liquid. This is really good for Liquid.
Yeah, they still have Wukong's command.
This might be all you get, but that's a great sequence for them. They're finding the supports. They're jumping who they can, taking the Hex out of the equation. Saberlight's still getting a farm during this period.
Yeah, I mean, considering the fact that I thought surely they would have been Mega'd by now.
Yeah, there was a real chance you got Mega'd.
Whisper is running right into Saberlight.
You can't.
And now you've got the RP, so he tried to escape with the ultimate. Cheeky play, but Whisper is not confused by that situation whatsoever.
I mean, ulting there in a way is good if it forces the RP, because you're dead no matter what.
Sure.
So you rather have his ult on cooldown while you're dead than the other way around. Aegis will expire. Nisha trying to work towards that Ags that got so delayed off that buyback. And 1 Rax remaining for Liquid.
He does farm it pretty quickly. I felt like
I think he got it here. That's big. A lot more DPS.
Okay, well, is it enough DPS? I think they might just get megas and...
Yeah, I feel like you can just God Strength BKB kills Rax.
Yeah.
If you really need to.
Now, maybe Liquid can still win the fight and play up the game, but Human doesn't want to go for it.
I would just God Strength jump here. There it is.
There he goes. He goes for Boxy. Boxy shrugs off the stun, but he can't shrug off that damage. They're trying to distract Yuma, but Yuma gets the job done. Nisha's going to jump now. Coil on 2. Need to kite out this Sven. Don't let him hit anything. Oh, Whisper's just on point every time. The BKB, it's far too late for Mickey now. The Wukong's command has been ruined. Pick me up trying to run Mickey out of here. Do manage to do so, but Whisper is hunting for another one. He's got his blink. Gets hit by the Boundless Strike. Nisha's still in the back line. Does manage to get the execution on the Muerta. Jump to the... No, he doesn't jump to the orb. Reed's Whisper was going to go and try and catch him out of there. Still got to be careful, though. The Scythe of Ice is up on the Phoenix.
You need more here for your Liquid.
But Nisha's got to take some risk to this. Oh, the Solar Guardian. Can it bail him out? The phase shift goes down. 2-man Starbreaker. Yes, they don't have much AoE damage, though. They got to kite out the Sven. The Skewer hits the puck. Another phase shift going down. Whisper's going to try and hunt him. Shockwave gets the melee hit. He finished them off in the end. Got the kill he was looking for. A dive back. They go for the Sven. They do manage to get him. Yes. But you said it was on the back of Nisha. Well, it's certainly not on Nisha or Mickey or Saberlight or Boxy. Apparently, it's all up to poor old Insania, who will be double skewered.
That
Flashy ass RP from Whisper. You know what? Heroic. They might have been pretty miserable. They went into this group stage. They got knocked out pretty damn quickly. They were feeling miserable. But you know what misery loves, Avery?
It's company.